In this video, we cover the innovative ways in how water is and can be managed from beyond this planet. The world's rivers, lakes, reservoirs, and groundwater, as well as snowfields and glaciers, are the main sources of fresh water to support terrestrial life and human livelihoods. Water in nature obeys the rules of the water cycle, and therefore we need to be able to monitor and manage observations of this global watershed for the water security of nations and for the benefit of all mankind on this planet. Unfortunately, since we are also confronted with a variety of shocks and stresses like climate change, pollution, population growth, aging infrastructure, funding limitations, emerging contaminants, floods and droughts, and the list goes on, it's also critical that we are able to forecast and accurately predict disasters for better preparedness. The routine hydrological data or other sources of data that is collected is either siloed, or in many developing countries it's even non-existent to begin with. Therefore, it's only becoming logical to resort to remote sensing techniques which have the potential for greater innovation in water with scale and speed. They can now be used to locate water bodies and delineate river networks, to quantify and or even estimate water-related variables such as precipitation, soil wetness conditions, the levels of water, water storage, to monitor the water balance of large river basins on time scales ranging from maybe weeks to years, to quantify spatial parameters relevant for hydrological models, and to provide real-time information for flood forecasting. That indeed in itself is a very impressive feat. The number of nano satellites being placed into orbit is increasing every year, and the range of activities that these satellites are becoming capable of performing is also growing, exponentially by the way. So sensor technology is also both broadening its scope, the number of sensors is increasing, the variety of sensors are becoming more and more available. So you combine the data that these sensors can return to Earth with artificial intelligence, and it's going to create an explosion of information that will potentially change the way the world lives today. As the correlation between what is sensed from space and what exists on Earth becomes more and more established, things will become more and more visible as it relates to water infrastructure on the ground. As we know things from space, there's only so much you can know things from ground, but from the space it makes it become more visible. We're just scratching the potential applications of this technology and this resource. Some existing technologies in the water sector are capable of modeling, for example, water basin flows, detecting leakage in pipes, identifying flood risks, and measuring water usage in agriculture, as well as to monitor the water quality of our watersheds worldwide, which is going to be extremely critical. So all in all, the water sector is, in my opinion, well poised to innovate from well beyond this planet, which is very encouraging. After all, water is a global resource. It needs to be managed as a global resource. Remote sensing and space technologies offer us that potential. We've got to exploit it to the best we can, because after all, there's only one water, one world, and one planet.